Hello there, and thank you for clicking on this short review for The Dungeon of Naheulbeuk, the Amulet of Chaos. The Dungeon of Naheulbeuk was originally a French audio series and then graphic novels created back in 2001 by John Lang under the name Pen of Chaos and freely distributed across the internet. Developer Artifact Studio and publisher Dear Villagers have brought the adventures of the Band of Misfits to the PC via Steam, Epic Games Store and GOG. Dawn is an isometric turn-based strategy RPG. Think XCOM but with orcs and a little bit more forgiving. Your party is preset based upon the characters from the series: a ranger, dwarf, elf, enchantress, thief, ogre, paladin, minstrel and priestess. It may seem like a lot to manage, but you're only ever managing a party of 6. The party has been commissioned to retrieve a statue from a dungeon, but things go quickly astray upon the discovery of a cursed amulet. From the get-go, it's important to realise that this is a satire comedy title. It's very Terry Pratchett in its approach to the fantasy genre, poking fun at its roots and tirelessly milking RPG memes and tropes. The game itself is quite a basic setup. You have a main quest and side quests, all centered around the hub of a tavern within the dungeon. Every now and again along your journey you will enter into a combat situation. Even though the game is very tongue-in-cheek, the core combat mechanics are serious business. Intuitive controls coupled with a slick UI really do make the encounters genuinely enjoyable. The USP of Dawn is the humour and character interactions. As you explore the dungeon, the characters automatically chat to each other, bicker, curse and mock each other, the whole time advancing the plot. There is an incredible amount of dialogue, much of which is from the source material, and it is voiced with varying degrees of success. Some of the characters are brilliantly voice acted, while others fall flat and don't seem to fit their respective tunes. A similar feeling accompanies the humour, which can seem quite arbitrary at times. The characters are almost constantly interacting, and from my own perspective, probably about 70% of the comedic material hits the mark. Ultimately though, it wins through. At any point where I was about to curl up and cringe, a witty one-liner, usually from the foul-mouthed dwarf, would put me back on track. Graphically, it's a really attractive game, cartoonish characters and enough variation in the environment to make the different locations stand apart. Pleasing combat animations and spell effects bring the whole fantasy element together and round it off nicely. During my playthrough, I did notice some frame rate issues when set to epic graphic settings, which given my system really shouldn't have been there, but these were gone when set to high and there is really little discernible quality difference. There were also still a few instances of UI elements being in the game's original French rather than English, but nothing that would impact gameplay. Overall, The Dungeon of Naheulbeuk is a really enjoyable game, gratifying, quirky and accessible to anyone new to the genre. Ultimately though, humour is very subjective, so everyone's experience will vary. As an old school D&D nerd, I really enjoyed playing and found it a really fun, light-hearted approach to a tactical RPG game. Dungeon of Naheulbeuk was released on September 17th, 2020. It is available for $34.99 on Steam, Epic Games Store and GOG. That's it for another video. Thank you for taking the time to watch. If you could like, follow and subscribe, that would be fantastic. Don't forget to bookmark our website at www.enrd.cc and check out our Twitter feed at Ashra1, where there's always a live giveaway as well as news and events as they happen. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.